I'm back. Um, so I think we were over here, and I was talking about the second UMA and where it came out to. And during that time where my Wi-Fi was out, I decided that it's not really worth it to even talk about it anymore. You guys kind of got the gist of what you have to do for the javi missions. There's also another way that you can get javi points. I remember. Let's see. I think we have our map here, and cut it out. We want to open our panel, go over to the hobby missions. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't really pop up here, but essentially, what Javi will have you do as you are exploring the area, wherever you're at. People will be transporting artifacts that Javi needs. And he'll contact you whenever that person is close. So it's one of those, see in GTA they'd call it like a stranger mission. It will just kind of pop up as you're flying through the area. You'll have to hit your L3 button, and it will show you where you need to go to. I think you'll steal a car, or and the car will have the artifact in it, and he'll have you transport it to a safe area, and you may get tailed by some black hand while you're doing this mission, just because you're jerking somebody out of a car. But once you get there, it drops off the car for you, ends the mission, and then you can lose the black hand. So, pretty simple two ways that you can get hobby points. Obviously, the easiest way is to find the tombs and to get points that way. And like I said, I can make a video on where to find those tombs. And then the challenges themselves are pretty self-explanatory. Each one is a little different. And it's all just really fun. And I think our last video, and we're just gonna go ahead, since this is the third video in the series, I just wanted to kind of wrap up everything with the hobby. We're gonna go ahead and roll into our third video here and talk about the airlifter mods, which I know I did these in reverse order from how you get them in the first place. The airlifter mods are the easiest ones to get. That's why I did these last, because they're super self-explanatory. The person that puts these on is Sargento, and you'll go to your, let's see, we'll turn off my booster, and we'll change that, and I'll show you what all the airlifter mods can do. So we'll go through these just like we have on the last ones. First, we're going to talk about what they can do, and then I'll tell you how you can get them. So the first option of what you can do with your airlifter mods is the gas that you use to blow up the airlifter itself. And we have our helium right now, where it just pop when it's destroyed, but you can also use explosive hydrogen to where it'll blow up when it's destroyed. So we're going to illustrate that real quickly on something. Haven't figured out what yet. We'll find a car, or we'll drop in a car on this rural road.
He's gone back to La Mora.
Oh, easy.
Okay, so we'll go ahead. We'll drop in a tank. Yeah, we'll drop in a tank because that's really heavy duty, and we'll be able to get as many tests out of a tank as
Didn't
we
sleep
could
well
possibly do.
first few nights. He's glad to be free, but I think he actually misses the cell.
See you soon, Ada.
Don't think it was that your drops take so long to get there. Okay, so here's our tank. And we'll just go ahead and attach a couple airlifter mods. And I think it's going to take more than one. Probably take two, maybe three. Looks like two is going to do it. We'll go ahead and pop those. So in order to like release your tethers, or to, I guess it's just releasing the tether, you have to press down on the D-pad. Don't know if I've illustrated that in any of the other videos. How you release your tethers is you press down on the D-pad. And if you haven't figured that out yet, it's a very important thing to note. So now we'll get into more of what they can do. Go back over to our grappling hook, hit edit, and hit edit mods. Or I guess you don't have to hit edit and then edit mods, just go to edit mods. So we just went over the gas. And see, I'll go ahead and switch that to explosive hydrogen and show you guys how that works. So it's gonna blow up like that, and then to release your tether, you press down and it makes the balloon explode. Okay, so back to our editing mods. And then you can choose the armor also. And this is one of those things that you unlock. All of these are things that you unlock. The armor level of the airlifter. So I have it set to fragile right now, to where if it takes any damage at all, it will pop. And then you can also vulnerable, means it can only be destroyed by enemy bullets, or it can be vulnerable to enemies, or invulnerable to enemies, which means it can only be destroyed by you. And then you can also make it indestructible, which means the only way that it's going to explode, the only way it's going to explode at all, is if you release the tether. So basically it becomes like if you attach it to the ground, and I'll show you that. If you attach it to the ground, that right there is now a trigger mine. Like, you can make this explode at any time. You could make a minefield. Like, watch this. And you can explode them all at varying times. Like, if you press down once, it's going to blow up one of those. You press it again, boom. Press it again, boom. Press it again, boom. Okay, now, what you can also do is you can hold down your tether, your release tether button, and it does this right here. And it blows them all up. So that's some useful information to know, if you didn't already know. Okay, and then you've got your locomotion mod, which we'll illustrate that here in a minute. It can be a follow, to where it will follow you to your position. Like, once it lifts up in the air, it'll follow you. Or you can do a float, where it'll just kind of hover there normally and not go anywhere. Or it can be guided. And the guided function is fairly useful whenever you're doing some of the Garland missions. And I mentioned before, some of the Garland missions, you have to make you have to make vehicles in order to get them to go through the, like, for example, when you unlock the eco, the electric car, the really fast electric car, in order to unlock that, you have to float it through a circle. Or well, I guess you can't even drop it. Yeah, you have to float it through a circle next to a wind turbine. Okay, so I'm gonna set it to float, and then peak altitude. Now this peak altitude is at what point your balloons are gonna pop. So I have mine set to 10 meters right now, but your options are 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, and infinity, which means it won't pop until it hits the outer parts of the atmosphere. And we're going to set it to infinity. And we're going going to put it on helium, and let's see, indestructible, peak effect, hover. So what we're going to do is, since it's on no limit, it's on indestructible, it's on float and hover, we should be able to get to the outer edges of the atmosphere and just hover there. And then maybe we can set it to guided, and we can just kind of float wherever we want to go. So we're going to test that. I feel like that's a cool test to do. But before we do that, we're going to explain the peak effect. When it gets to the peak, or target height rather, it will just hover, or it'll pop. One of the two. So you can change that. So with this setup, ideally what we're going to do is I'm going to drop a shipping container, just like what they're doing in that video. And then, because our gas is helium, it won't hurt us if it pops. It's indestructible. It's going to float whenever we get to where we're going, and then our peak altitude has no limit. So, I'm also going to set my airlifter to... We'll set it to medium, that way it doesn't take off right away. Or actually, no, we'll set it to low. We're going to set it to low, and then I'll show you guys how to control the air that's going into your airlifter. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop a crate. And I think this should be one of the first things that you can get. Add this and call it in. Let's see, I'd like to do this in a flat spot, so we're gonna wait on this and get to a flat spot real quick. Let's just do this and wingsuit. Find a flat spot down here somewhere, or a somewhat flat spot. Oh, that'll work. Come on, come on, come on. Get close enough to where I can zip it. There we go. Spider-Man! Yeah, this is flat enough. This'll work. Okay, now we're gonna drop it right here.
Roger that. Supplies coming in, Jefe.
Let's make sure that we're on the... Okay, good. We're on the right one. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and hop on top of this. And then do that. And do this. Since it's set to low, it won't take off right away. So now we've got these set on either end, right? Can we get a better camera angle here? Oh, whoops. I blew it up. Okay, so how you control your airflow is you use the up directional button on the D-pad. And see, it will make it lift up just like this. And then you can let off of it and it just kind of hovers there. It'll gently start to float back down. Well, now we've got kind of a yo-yo effect, and now it will go as far as we want it to go. We're gonna get way up here before we let this thing... Actually, we're just gonna let it run all the way out. We'll see how far up we can go, guys. Man, look at those mountains. Oh, we're popping up through the clouds now. Eventually it'll be to the point we can't even see the ground. Well, look at that. Check out that snow. Oh! Oh no! It popped! Ha ha ha! Okay, so that can be pretty fun, right? Oh, let's see if we can make a personal best here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna break that for sure. And parachute. Awesome. Cool. I beat it by like 200 feet. Sweet. Or not 200 feet, 200 meters. Because this is not America. Or the United States. Excuse me, people that live in Canada and Mexico. Forgive me. And, well, I guess South America too. In general. Like, I know it's just, it's easier to say South America. Okay, so what else can we do with our airlifter mod, you say? It can be used offensively as well, not just for, you know, fun things. And we're gonna use it on this thing right here. So what you can do is you can turn, there's my grappling hook. There we go. You can turn your grappling hook to, oh, you know what? I need to do something else before I do that. We'll just set it to high, because it makes a slightly bigger explosion whenever you set it to high, or at least I think so. Edit mods. Now you're gonna go to explosive hydrogen, make it indestructible, or I guess you could depending on, you know, your preferences. And then we're gonna set it to, we'll set it to guided for purposes later. And then we're gonna do peak altitude of 10 meters, and then we'll put the peak effect to pop. Or wait. Yeah, we'll set it to hover for now. Okay, so we're gonna set multiple. Now you got 3 of these, and you blow them up. See, it can be used offensively. Okay, so that's it for the functionality part of the airlifter mod. I'm gonna lose these. Huh? You guys thought I was gonna crash into the side of the mountain. So did I. But I managed to press my parachute button fast enough. Okay. Yes, you did. You did target, because the target does not want you to find them. Not at all. I lost him. Sweet. Okay. So, how do we get these mods? How do we get those points for Sargento? Again, pretty simple answer. The main thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be destroying blimps, which I don't know if I've got any blimps left to destroy, but if I do, we will find them and we will make them explode. Ah, there's a blimp. Heck yeah. So we're going to drop in on that one. And honestly, this is pretty self-explanatory. You make the blimp blow. They're observation blimps and not Javi. Sargento wants them blown up.
Go kick some ass.
So let's see where are we at? Where is this blimp? Where is it at? Okay, there we go. And I just so happen to have a rocket launcher. And is it gonna hit it? It is not gonna hit it. Wow, we're like out of range. That's okay. So we're gonna get a little closer, I guess. And then try to get it. There we go. You're telling me that wasn't enough to make it blow up? There we go. And then it gives you your points. Plus so for each one of those surveillance airships that you do, it'll give you 300 points. And then there are also the, and I still have a few of these left actually. Or at least I think I do. They are training missions that you can get through Sargento. Like over here in I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But this region, you can read that over here. And then the mission is called Training Wrong Side of the Tracks. And training wrong side of the tracks is going to unlock. It won't just give you points for Sargento. It will also unlock something 9 times out of 10. So you go edit loadout, and I believe wrong side of the tracks is a weapon that you get. Yeah, the PBX Super Sniper 4. Is what you'll unlock with that, plus getting points for Sargento, which goes towards your airlifter mod points. Anyway, I think that just about wraps up this video. I'm gonna make one more and show you guys, you know, what I consider the peak offensive potential of your grappling hook. I've showed it off in the last couple of videos. What I do with my grappling hook that makes it basically as effective as a rocket launcher. Well, I guess with a little more limited range, but it's as effective as a rocket launcher as far as damage. But I will explain in the next video in detail how you can make your grappling hook do that. And I'm sure that that is something that you guys are interested in if you haven't already figured it out. Anyway, I'll see you next time.